Bring this over here. And live over here. I don't even have a thumbnail. What the? Why does it not put my thumbnail up here? Whatever. Add my thumbnail here because for some reason they don't want to add it beforehand, or maybe I made a mistake. I do remember adding the thumbnail, but whatever. Station 1. Station subscribers only. All right. How's everybody doing today? I know people are going to get notifications without a thumbnail now, and just I sometimes hate Streamlabs. Sometimes, not all the time, because it allows me to stream easily. It's just sometimes the things just get messed up. But how's everybody doing on TikTok? We got 10 people on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. I feel like this shirt makes me look very wide, like boxy, weird. This is my own shirt, so you guys want to pick up a Profits Apparel shirt? Feel free to pick up one. Profits. This doesn't look right today on the screen. Maybe it's the way the camera angle is. It's wide at the bottom and high at the top because it's angled up. Maybe that's the case. It just looks weird. I don't know. Oh wow, we got 65 people on YouTube already. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Even after having, however many videos we posted on Sunday, or did we post videos on Sunday? I don't even remember if I posted anything. Pretty sure I did. Are you voting for AMC, Matt? So I haven't thought about it. I actually, yeah, I haven't even questioned it. So I would have to think about that. Probably. Matt, I like you because you're a very honest person. Thank you for saying that. I try to be as honest as possible. So I'm glad that people see my honesty. Just too swole, bro. I don't know if that's the case. It just looks, like I said, the camera angle over here. The camera angle over here looks fine. I think everything looks fine over there, but the camera angle, well, actually, you can't even see my lower body, but for here, it looks like wide at the bottom and like skinny at the top, like I have a small head because the camera angle is up rather than being straight on. It's kind of weird. I don't know. That's just a me thing, I guess. Can Lunatics hit 5 cents? Can it hit 5 cents? So it's going to be difficult for it to do that. That would be so 1 cent or 10 cents, let's say, would be at 100 billion supply, would be a $10 billion market cap. So 10 cents would be that. So basically looking at a $5 billion market cap there, maybe a little bit less because they are burning off coins. That's a little high, especially something that's brand new. I would love to push for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, at first we got to kind of make that move up to 10 to 20 million dollars. And then we could start to see hundreds of millions of dollars that flow into it. And that's where the market cap stands. So I would say not yet. You probably need to, take some time, see what they're developing, see how much hype and how much you can build off of it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if everything goes right and popularity starts to rise even more, you can see so much. Website down at the moment. What, Lunatics token website is down at the moment? Let's see, go to the website. Whose website is down? Because Lunatics token is not down. Neither is Pink Sale. So I don't know what's down. please do a host Twitter audio conference call, like the Twitter Spaces. Taps insured up to 250 million per person, launching in the U.S. this month. Yeah, it's going to be huge. Interesting. Where's Happy Cat gone? I don't know. From what I understand, he was having like or prepping for surgery or something, and I don't know where he is. I understand like he had surgery, but that was like what, like 2 months ago or something? It feels like 2 months ago. Have the shirts covered. What? Or are you saying that not my merch website? You're not saying my merch website is down, are you? Where is it? I'll even get to it. XRP will be king. XRP will be big as well. I like XRP. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, get into Squid Grow. I'm not. That's just not in my strategy. It's not saying it's not a good play. It's just not in my strategy. I guess I did post videos yesterday. I didn't even. All of it blends together. But let me go over to my store, which for some reason doesn't show everything. Profits Apparel store. So that website is still up. You guys want to go and get yourself a shirt? Feel free to go and get yourself a shirt. I'm wearing the shirt right now, and it looks a lot better there than it does right here. Yeah, if you want to go and get yourself a Profits Apparel hoodie. I actually don't have this hoodie, and I would love to have this hoodie because it's very clean, very modern. I feel like that's one that I would love to get. So I'm probably going to go ahead and purchase it. Obviously, I won't have any of the profits to me because I'll just get it at whatever the wholesale is, basically. But I do like this hoodie. The problem is that it's starting to get to like hoodie weather. I feel like it's been hoodie weather all of this winter for at least Pennsylvania. So yeah, I think it'll be hoodie weather for probably another like month, maybe, if that. Seems like we're going to start going up into the 50s, 60s, 70s, which can be hoodie weather as well. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and get that one there. But I do want to release some more stuff. I like the design of the Profits Apparel and the Not Financial Advice shirt, obviously. But yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see. Anyways, Lunatics token itself is up about 6% today, which is a good thing. Actually, let me refresh this to make sure. 7% today, which is good. Seeing a decent amount of movement in here. Not a crazy amount of volume. It is at a $1.2 million market cap. However, you have the ETH launch here, which has about 4 days left on it, and their goal was to hit 50 ETH. They have 143 ETH that they hit, so they almost tripled their goal there. And we're currently sitting at about a $573,000 market cap. At which, if you look at how much I'm going to receive, and it keeps going down, obviously, because I invested early, it's going to keep going down here as more and more people invest. Obviously, you have a higher market cap, and the less you're going to receive. So I have 1.8 ETH that's purchased. So currently, I'll have over that 223 million coins or tokens. But I believe that this will find a way to get up to at least 200, maybe 250 in that time. So yeah, maybe those levels. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely seeing a lot of volume there. And I'm excited for the launch and where things go from there, because now you have the ETH side, you also have the Binance Smart Chain side. It's just amazing to see. My bad, Lunatic website back on. Wasn't earlier. Oh, okay. There must have been some sort of issue. I meant Lunatics website wasn't loading this morning. Have you heard the rumors of CZ Binance going to list Lunac and trying to repeg USTC? What rumors? I mean, I'm all for it, but I guess it would have to be Binance US that would be listing Lunac, because they already have it listed for Binance. Let me go back here and let me go to the overall market. Dump or pump? What do you mean? Are you saying like pump and dump? Is that what you're saying? That the position will be that? I don't think so. You understand that pre-sales and launches and all of that do have a sense of moving one way. And then obviously having a retracement or a bounce off of that level. So whether it's moving down and then having a bounce, or whether it's moving up and then having a little bit of a retracement, people like to take profit. It's okay. It will happen. But as long as you are, continuing to add to the project, add utility, add volume, add, exchanges, all these different things that you could do for the project, then it adds growth. With any project, you're not going to see just upward movement, because if you see that, that's a red flag. That means that people aren't selling, and it means that it may be either inflated volume or the fact that people aren't allowed to sell. So you have to see retracements in positions. It's going to happen. KuCoin has XRP. Yes, they do. You skipped my question. I'm sorry. What's liquidity? So it's basically the amount of coins that you have in supply, but then also it's how much can be tradable. So it's different forms of liquidity there. So if you're like, hey, this position or this exchange has no liquidity, they have no shares left to trade or no coins left to trade. If you're talking about liquidity as in the amount that's there to trade, the amount that's supported, if you have like a liquidity pool. So there's different forms of it, but liquidity overall is broken down by a simple definition. Bank stocks might crash today. Hopefully not. If you had to choose one in terms of profit, would you choose Bone or Lunac? Well, I haven't chosen Bone at all because I haven't bought Bone. I don't know where Bone is right now, but I would probably choose Lunac over the overall amount of profit. I believe you're going to have more profit with something like Lunac than you would have with Bone. Now, it's always a possibility. I mean, Bone is at a good price, being at $1.45 from a high of about $2, I believe, last month, $2.05. So I believe Bone can have a push, especially with actual Shibarium launching. But when it comes to overall profit, I feel like Lunac definitely has it. Hey Matt, do you think this contagion will get worse? What are you talking about? They're getting ready. Wait, they're already getting wrecked. Who's already getting wrecked? I took profit on Bone on Friday. It was good thing too. Hey Matt, do you think this contagion will get worse? I don't know what you're referring to. Hi Matt, go Shib. Go Shib as well. He is the big boy, 495 pounds, 6'2". So it would need a 6XL. He's got to cover up that belly overhanging. You're talking about me? Let's ask how much you've made on crypto overall. Over this past year, it's been kind of like flat. I've been adding a lot to it, but I can tell you I've turned, a technically $12,000 overall into $43,000 before we started adding some things to it. And then on certain positions, I've made a decent amount, but it's about really the long-term play is what I'm doing right now. Short-term, I've made a ton if we're talking about just realized gains, because I don't have many unrealized losses. I just took a No, that was still a gain. I still took a unrealized loss on Gitcoin recently. But overall, I still had a decent gain out of it, a $900 gain total. And if we're looking at simple positions that I've realized profit off of, I've probably realized 14,000, but I haven't fully taken keeping track of that because it's over separate years. But still, 14,000 is total. But if we look at where and that's realized, but if we look at unrealized gain turning about 12,000 into 43, and now I currently have about $60,000 in cryptocurrency, which I expect to grow to a lot more once we see the markets actually thrive. I was waiting for a time to invest. Obviously investing a heavy amount at these lows create a longer or a bigger gain as you get into more of these bullish markets. So that's what I'll say there. I will put 150K in coins this year. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. I mean, it's always great to contribute to the crypto market. Man, I was so busy at work. I just bought in the pink sale, but don't know when the coins come available for public. Can you tell me? But yeah, it's in it's in 4 days. 4 days and 4 hours, 12 minutes. That's when you will see the launch. That's when the pre-sale ends. And you will be able to claim your tokens. That's when everything will become live, and you'll see purchases that happen, and you'll be able to buy it outside of just the pre-sale. I wish there was more of a benefit to buying in the pre-sale than just being an early contributor. I wish there was like a certain price you get filled at for being in certain levels of the pre-sale. I wish we had stages, but that's not the case. It's just like, hey, this is early access, and kind of like you're getting in and avoiding whatever type of pump we may have as this coin gets newly released, So I wish it had a little bit more to the pre-sale, because people that buy in the first 5 seconds have the same price as the people that buy in the last 5 seconds. So it's not any different for you getting in as early as possible and getting filled at a certain price. It's about you and your amount adjusting as you do buy in. So yeah, I mean, it's still fine. I still think that Lunatics token will have a really decent sized launch, as well as have a really good market cap to start with. Seeing it at $626,000, damn near $1 million. And what they're going to do is what I saw in the Telegram, is that they're going to burn off, or they already burned off, the 12 billion coins. So obviously this is a deflationary position. What's your opinion of the crypto market after SVC going broke? I think the crypto market is still strong. I mean, obviously you had a lot of, retail, or not retail, you had a lot of institutional investors into the crypto market. But since we're at low points, we have way less institutional volume than you would think. First of all, Richie, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I didn't thank you for it. But yeah, the pre-sale ends in 4 days, which means it launches in 4 days. You'll be able to claim them. So I believe you have to claim them. You have to click claim, and you'll get all the tokens you're allotted to. But yeah, I don't think the crypto market is really in a crazy effect when it comes to this. Yes, it is, but it's not like, if this was at a market high and this happened, then yes, it would be a ridiculous effect, because institutions would be heavily in the crypto market, but you're not seeing as many institutions that are involved in it. You see a lot of individuals that are in the crypto market, a lot of individual whales that are in the crypto market. And yes, you have, some places that may have some more exposure, some positions that have more exposure, but I can't say that we've seen the worst of it, but we've definitely seen what an impact could be if a position or a project has exposure to that. Isn't the presale tax free as well? What do you mean? Tax free as well? Like as in we don't have the taxes associated with it? I'm not so sure. I didn't read that, but that would kind of be a lost opportunity if they do that. I guess maybe it would be, but I don't know. Maybe we can ask the Telegram group. They seem to respond really quickly. I have a solid Lunac bag. Why are you so bullish on Lunac? There hasn't been much progress in terms of burns or developers building. So with the amount of support, so I love when a community is heavily behind a project, and you can see that a community is behind a project. Thank you for those gifted memberships, Richie. I'm sure everybody else will be happy that do get a membership as well. I would say that when we think about Lunac, I'm very bullish on Lunac because of the potential. Popularity, without a solid use case or a 100% use case still gives you potential. And I love the fact that you have potential because we can do so much to help out every single investor with that potential. When you have a lot of utility in the things that they're developing without the popularity, that's where things start to fall down. Now, we haven't seen, crazy positive movement in Terra Luna Classic in, a while. We haven't seen those days to where we see a 30% gain or 50% gain or anything like that, because we haven't really seen, positivity in the market overall. We're starting to see something positive today, which is really good to see it up like 6 or 7%, the overall market back up to sort of normal, I guess. But I think with Lunatics token, with Terra Luna Classic, we have so many things that the community is trying to develop, the community is trying to change, and the community has a deciding vote in getting these things done. And if we're talking about positions that we should support, it should be a community-driven position. Because these positions that we can vote on, that we can change things, I understand that all of us don't really understand what we really need. But I think once we figure out what works, and hopefully it's the 1.2%, and we find a way to get those on exchanges, we never know what could happen. Because if let's say we implement a 1.2% burn, and exchanges are like, you know what, we want to help out the Luna community. So we're going to go ahead and implement that 1.2% burn. Just like that, in an instant, overnight, we're probably going to see a ridiculous amount of movement into Terra Luna Classic, knowing how deflationary it will be. And then understanding how much has burned off in the first month, you're going to be like, well, 1 penny is a no-brainer. 10 cents is a no-brainer. $1 is a no-brainer. And then you're going to start to see all of the different things that could happen with these burns in place. So it just all depends on what really does happen. Now, I'm bullish on it all the way up to a penny, and obviously it can go further than that, but it's really the unknown that makes me very, very bullish, very, very interested into it, if that answers the question. ISO coin listen, compliment. What do you prefer buying for making profit, Lunac or Lunati? Definitely Lunac. I can tell you Terra Luna Classic is the major support system. If you look at Lunati is also supporting Terra Luna Classic. It is a project on its own and plans to have its own use cases, and is able to build a ton with the Binance Smart Chain side. So I would imagine they're going to do the same for the ETH side. But Terra Luna Classic is that main level of support to where that's where the community is. It's not saying that, Lunati is going to be worth more than Terra Luna Classic. I don't think so. But Lunati will definitely be a position that, can rival a lot of other positions that are out there, a lot of other projects that are out there. But the main purpose of this position and what they show is to support Terra Luna Classic in a big way, in the form of rewards, in the form of burns, and then burning off their own token, being able to do something for themselves after that fact. And showing that support in the end could be really beneficial to people that are holding Terra Luna Classic as well as Lunati. So I would tell you for max profit, I'm probably looking for Lunac as more of like the comfortable position, like kind of like me investing into Ethereum. I invest into Ethereum because I know that Ethereum is going to have that push and has consistency. I invest into Cardano because I feel like it's going to have a little bit of consistency, but a little bit less consistency than something like Ethereum because Ethereum is a top 2 cryptocurrency. So you're kind of looking at them the same way. One that has a higher market cap, that has a little bit more stability right now, and one that has a little bit of a road to go to get on all of these different exchanges. And if it does, then maybe the popularity becomes pretty damn high and you see the profit that you want to see. But only time will tell. How much of these supplies going to be burned off? How much of these supplies are going to be burned off? The total amount of, you're talking about Lunatics or Terra Luna Classic? Thank you, Matt. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure you vote on station to raise the burn. I haven't checked. I did see something about it, which I haven't actually, looked at the proposal. Let me go into my staked. Let's see what's it looking like. How much I have in rewards. I have 190,000. I should probably take some and burn off the 10% like I usually do. Go into governance. 1.2% burn tax till 5 trillion supply, back to 0% after that. So it seems like you got a lot of people that are voting no. Utility and burns need to go hand in hand. Supply is too much. We're proposing increasing the burn tax to 1.2% till the supply reaches 5 trillion. Goes back to 0.2% once the supply is below 5 trillion. In the meantime, devs can work on utilities so that the burns come via utility once the supply reaches above that number. Yeah, I don't understand why people are voting no. Like it's not anything that would it's not anything that would hurt the position, to tell you the truth. We're going to see the same amount of volume regardless. So to see that volume that's going over here and moving around and sending from different places and all that stuff and seeing the 1.2%, I'll take it. But the fact that people are voting no or validators are voting no, I don't understand why. There's so much, like I've always looked at it and I'm like, all right, the 1.2%, yes, people were like, hey, you would have created, hopefully this is up on the screen, like, hey, we would have created so much more if we had a 0.2% model instead of 1.2% model. But I think 1.2%, as you've seen, you see the same amount of volume. If you see any burn whatsoever, you're going to see the same amount of volume associated with it, and people are going to trade on exchanges and all that stuff. But if we can implement that here and then try and implement some sort of burn on exchanges as well, and just ask them, hey, I don't have the connections, I really don't. I try to make connections, but I don't have the connections to just ask them and say, look, this is what the chain is trying to do, and we don't have a full breakdown. And I said I wanted to create something that really explains what we're trying to do, what I believe could work, and what everybody else can do. The devs can work on utility. We focus on getting the burns to a certain level. And then when we get to the right level, we can now re-enable the algorithm, repeg USTC. And it comes from every single exchange implementing the 1.2% tax. And if they do that, it could happen a lot faster, a lot quicker than we think. And yes, you'll see people that are getting into the position and, see the burns and get to a certain level and sell. That's what majority of people are in this position for. Whether you think about it like that or not, majority of people are in it to gain whatever they can gain. But if they can see the fact that we can get back to normal, establish this back or restore the chain back to what it once was, then we see progress. Then we have people that are staying for the long term as well. So I don't know. I'm a fan of increasing it to 1.2%, but apparently you have 47% that are not a fan of increasing it to 1.2%. Like, I can do whatever I can do. Yes. So I don't know. I put the wrong password. So I just gotta submit yes, do whatever I can, but I'm a huge fan of increasing it to 1.2%. Sorry, I'm going to skip a lot because there's a lot of questions that I missed. Daily art therapy. Did the Feds pivot? I don't think so. You have had a clone on TikTok, if you didn't already know. So I have a TikTok, by the way, but I don't know if I have a clone anywhere. I have a golf channel and I have a financial channel as well. What platform do we get this Lunatic token? Another question. How's your morning going, Matt? Well, thank you for asking. My morning's going pretty good. I had to take the kids or Harper to the bus stop. I woke up a little bit late. She woke up a little bit late. Typically I'm waking up at 5:30. I woke up at 7:10. So it's just daylight savings time, I guess. I'm not really used to it, but even if that's still 2 hours over where I was supposed to wake up. I did watch the last episode of Last of Us last night, and that was good, but expected because I've seen the storyline on the game. But we'll see what happens. And the season 2 has already been confirmed, from what I understand, but it's going to take a while to get here. Yeah, a lot less than 5 trillion. Why they vote no? Yeah, I don't understand. Where do we vote? On Twitter? No, you vote on Terra Station. So let me bring this up. You vote on Terra Station or Station, the new Station wallet, to vote for this. And I vote yes. A lot of people will vote no. I can't see who voted. Why? I don't know why we can't see who voted yes and who voted no. But it ends in 2 days, so I don't think it's going to actually get to quorum. But yeah, I feel like it should have been a yes vote. Are we looking at almost $1 trillion that has been staked? I didn't even realize that until today. Do you think you can put 1 million crypto and make 500 million to $1 billion? That's where it gets tricky, right? I think people can put a lot of money in there, but you start to get more conservative as you have more money. Because if you have $1 million, right, invested into crypto, making $100,000 is 10%. I do believe if you're investing $1 million right now, sorry, I do believe that if you're investing $1 million right now, that that you can easily, makes a lot of these levels. You can easily, not only just like triple your money, but even 5x your money to $5 million, maybe even more than that, because we're at low points for the crypto market. Why is everyone voting down the 1.2% tax? It will only run until we drop 1 trillion coins, and we got Node running to build, or sorry, we got Node running to build at 0.2%. So I don't know. I mean, I really don't understand it. I guess some of these validators still just don't, or they just don't believe in burns. We know we need to decrease the supply, and I don't understand why we wouldn't vote for burns to take place. It has no effect on anything else that we're doing, right? If we build something, it has no effect on that. Yes, the transactions that go through, it'll have an effect at a 1.2% tax, but let's get this supply down. I don't understand it. From the beginning, I've been a fan of 1.2%. I've been a fan of a little bit more of a tax, But the point is that we need to see these transactions, these burns happen, the supply go down. People that end up, I guess what they want to do, what some of these validators and builders really want to do is kind of prolong this overall process. If you look at something that's popular, and if people are continuing to make videos saying that this can get to a certain level, all we need to do is see these burns and everything like that, they want to make that sustainable so that they can live their life or gain the most profit off of, being at a higher level of a supply. Because once we get down to a lower supply, there may not be as much hype that goes into whatever they're doing, right? So they're like, you know what? Let's just say no, and we'll collect as much profit as we can. And whenever this thing is over, it's over. But if they really thought, if they really were smart, then they would do it to where they're supporting the burn. We have a burn tax in a massive level. We're decreasing the supply. More interest comes in because of the potential of where Terra Luna Classic can go. But they're just trying to be greedy, kind of like what you saw with, or what you see with Shiba Inu coin, where they're building so many different things that don't necessarily affect the supply of Shiba Inu coin. If you keep that thought alive that we can burn so much Shiba Inu, then everything that they build, we will support, and we will have a massive amount, or they will have a massive amount of profit, and we'll just sit here kind of twiddling our thumbs and saying the same thing. Shiba Inu to $1, Shiba Inu to 1 penny. And I believe it can get there, but if they are not supporting it to get it to that level, they fake support it to get it to that level, then what are we going to do? Like, we have, I have a voice, but we don't have as much of a voice as the people that are leading. So I don't know. That's why, it kind of rubs me the wrong way when you're like, all right, I want to be a validator, and you have like that conflict of interest and all of that. But then I'm like thinking from my perspective, like, oh, well, if I'm a validator and I have a push into this, and I have, I could sway people's votes in any way, we can get this to the 1.2% without freaking having to depend on other validators that are there. But I don't have the time to do something like that. I don't know. Kind of like between a rock and a hard place. He's vowing to keep the bank sector from collapsing. Stock futures are tanking. Just voted yes on it as well. Biden said bank excuse will be fired and are not above the law. Executives. Must be sharp. Hey, I must be sharp looking, dude. Of course, with my mask. Vowing to keep the bank sector from collapsing. Hi there, Matt. I was thinking about the pre-sale and when the tokens we will be distributed. Is that happening in 4 days or so? So yes, the tokens will be available to claim in 4 days. So you will have to go back to this place. You will have to claim your tokens. Make sure you have the everything saved, and then you'll be able to get them. The last time I remember claiming them, I got my tokens in my wallet on the day of pre-sale or on the day of launch. So yeah, I don't know where we stand with. I think it's still at 143. So 144, almost at 150 ETH, and it's currently at a $631,000 market cap currently, and that would be, I think, total, because everything would be released, right? Or you would have a certain amount that's not released, because you have tokens that are for pre-sale, which is 32 million. You have tokens for liquidity. I actually don't know if I'm receiving anything for being an ambassador at all, but either way, I bought 1.8 ETH because I wanted to make sure I'm a part of it. And obviously, with this low of contributors and everything, I'm not going to tell people like exactly when I'm taking profit or anything, and if I took profit at any moment, how much I made off of Lunatics token, until we get to a certain point to where you have thousands of people that are a part of it, to where my position will not affect, or my overall stance will not affect what's happening there. I want you guys to make your own decision on when you're going to make your moves in, out, back in, whatever. That's the way that trading works. Keeping things down the middle. There's nothing Biden can say to reassure me. But Matt, the last time we had 1.2 burn tax, it killed the volume and almost to zero. No, it didn't. Volume was actually higher at the 1.2% than it was at 0.2%. If we look at the volume right now on chain, it is insanely low. 1.2% volume has kept it higher without a 1.2% tax. So I don't understand why people have. Wait, the volume has kept higher without the 1.2% tax. So I don't understand why a lot of people have said no. What? So I do understand why a lot of people have said no. Okay. So that's actually not true. When the 1.2% tax came actually happened, yes, volume was lower, and also volume became lower because it became available to trade for a cheaper price. At that same time, you saw Binance Convert that happen, where people were buying and trading and swapping for Terra Luna Classic on Binance. So no matter what, the volume would have been lower. But if you have something where it's kind of forced to be traded on chain, you're seeing that you're going to have the 1.2% that hits regardless. And you saw more burns at 1.2%, way more burns at 1.2%, and you saw more volume. As soon as we went to 0.2%, the volume actually dipped down to about 11. I think it was 11 million. Yeah, 11 million or 18 million, and then like 30 million. Like it dipped down to a very, very low amount, or it might have been billion points. I don't really know. But basically saying that 0.2% of that, we had less burns. We had millions or billions of burns, billions of coins that were burned in the beginning with the 1.2%. And now we're sitting at a place to where we're not even burning billions in a month for the 0.2%. And that was in like days that was happening. The reason why they ended up going back was not because of they made it seem like it was because of volume. They did it because of the DApps that you wanted to create and build and not have a 1.2% and be able to profit more. This is the problem that I was talking about. These builders, these businesses are looking to make as much profit as possible, right? It's not about them losing money, because they're not losing money. It's about them making as much profit as possible in the short period of time. So implement a 0.2% instead of 1.2%, so that we're not seeing this burn off too fast. The popularity goes away, or for them, it goes away. Not for us overall. We understand the use cases that are actually use cases instead of just doing things because they're there. But like I said, I feel like the 1.2% had way more of a benefit, and it did not hurt anyone. It didn't hurt volume. And the crazy thing is, if you have the 1.2% and then you have that conversation, we have those continued conversations with exchanges and say, this is where we're going. The reason why exchanges are not implementing this burn for Terra Luna Classic, the main reason that they're not implementing this burn, sorry, I got distracted. The main reason why they're not implementing this burn is because we don't have a plan. If we had a physical plan to show everybody that's in the decision-making or that decision-making position or the driver's seat there, we could say, look, this is where we're going. This is what we plan to do. This is the model. If you guys would do this is how much volume we can expect to see that burns off. This is a conservative rate. This is how long it would take us to get back to a state to where everything is comfortable and you guys have this much profit on your hands. They want to see it broken down, kind of like a business plan or like a presentation to start up a business or something, right? Some sort of PowerPoint presentation. This is where we stand. This is how much money you stand to make. And this is how long it will take to get there. This is when you will recoup your investment. All of these things that businesses want to know, and exchanges are businesses. So let's break it down to them and exactly what the plan is. We keep changing this to 1.2% to 0.2%. Hey, let's change it to 0.5%, all these other levels. And we're not telling them what we plan to do with this. Like, we're not giving them any type of information. That's the problem. We need to make sure we have a plan in place. And since we don't, they don't think we're serious. Let's say certain people feel like attacking crypto market and doesn't sit well with me. No harm, right? Is anyone here going to their bank today and withdrawing everything? A bank run? I don't think so, guys. Yeah, definitely hit the like button. I see that Craig J said that. Can you guys hit the like button? We have 148 people that are here, and we have 1.6, 1.7K likes over on TikTok. I appreciate you guys over there. CPI data is Tuesday. Yeah, I'm excited for what that will be, and hopefully we see a lot of positivity, because I want to see the overall crypto market run to a level of 1.5 $2 trillion. I want it back up to where it was, obviously for good reason, because I'm invested in the crypto market. I am a little upset that, Ethereum has risen by so much, and I took to Ethereum to buy Lunatics token, but hopefully that amount can rise by a lot more as well. Cause I do want to put, what was it? 2,000 some odd dollars. I want to put that Ethereum back into, Coinbase, and hold it in Coinbase. But, I obviously want to be able to gain what I can gain with Lunatics token, and hopefully a lot, and have a long-standing, obviously a very, very long-standing relationship with Lunatics token overall. But anyways, let's see. Ethereum is currently at 1,600. Bitcoin's at 22,500, 22,600, basically, up about 9.5%. Ethereum up about 8.7% last 7 days. We're seeing it positive instead of negative, which is definitely a good thing. BNB up to 300 again. I'm all for it. Thank you for sending fire, Crypto Dream. I appreciate that a lot. Oh, we're seeing a lot of likes, 2.6K likes over on TikTok. See, TikTok, I like that. You can add as many likes as possible. I saw somebody with 1.5 million likes on a live stream, and they only had they had 3,000 people that were there, and they just kept liking away. And I love this. I use a credit union as well. So do I. Basically, you were saying they're trying to make a living off of Lunac, correct? Yes. That's why you see a lot of validators, people that are pushing for DApps to have the most positive transactions as possible. 1.2% is not going to destroy your business. If you had margins to where 1.2% is going to destroy your business, then that's not a good business model. And most of the time, that's not the case at all. Now, I understand there are various things, which I still don't know which ones they are, that will do multiple transactions, and having that percentage that's taken out will kill overall profit that you have because of the amount of transactions. But I still don't know what that is. They haven't given any examples of these DApps that are created that are building something, and it would be a ridiculous model if you had a 1.2% tax rate in there. With any scenario, with simple transactions within it, like say if you're selling NFTs, NFTs with those transactions, 1.2% is not going to kill your margins. So the fact that they said that is all about them making the most profit possible. And it just pisses me off, because 1.2% can do so much for a position. There are positions out there that burn more than 1%, and they do it on a higher scale because they have maybe a lower market cap or a lower price, but then they have a lot of volume that's happening through DEXs. rather than us, at Lunatics or Terra Luna Classic. Lunatics token is pretty much primarily through, not Lunatics, um, uh, Terra Luna Classic. We're looking at 200,000 out of $100 million. 200,000 is flowing on DEXs. Now I understand through those CEXs you probably have some on-chain volume as well. But just looking at this and seeing 200,000, that is ridiculous. A position that does have a lot of DEX volume is Bone. Bone has $15.9 million worth of volume. Imagine if we saw $15.9 million worth of volume in Terra Luna Classic on chain. Like that's what's insane. That's what's crazy. I love that about Bone is that has DEXs has a massive amount of volume, and if they wanted to implement some sort of tax to burn the entire supply or a lot of the supply, it would happen because majority of the volume happens on DEXs. Why can't Terra Luna Classic have that? Because it's not about building for the community and people to benefit from it. It's about building for the businesses to benefit from it. So if it's about the businesses, less volume go through. If it's about the people that are investing into it, more volume goes through. So obviously Bone, wasn't something that was launched on plenty of crazy exchanges right from the start. And now it's starting to get a little bit more traction on some of these exchanges. But that's what I want to see is more volume happen on DEXs or to see the burn rate implemented on CEXs and DEXs. I feel like I'm yelling. Am I yelling? I'm sorry if I'm yelling. Sometimes I get a little bit extra hype over things. Did you hear about the Lunaport D app? I did not. It's in the pre-sale phase. Are you talking about Terraport? Monday is barely getting started. Yeah. I hope no one here has exposure to that bank. If the 1.2% proposal fails, I'm selling my Lunac and going all in on Bone. I mean, it's totally up to you to do that. I'm still bullish on Lunac. It's going to take us. It's taking us a long time to realize what could benefit this position. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like burns at all, but I wish that I can kind of change their mind, because even CZ understands with his own token, Binance, BNB, they burn off. They have a quarterly burn. They are a deflationary model position, probably one of the best deflationary model positions. That, Ethereum, and probably CRO are some of the best ones that are out there. And they all have massive benefits to them. And you see how BNB really holds its price better than the rest of the market. Bitcoin dropped all the way down to, an 80% loss, 80% drop from the peak point. BNB really only dropped half, maybe 60% at most. And that's because it did have the strength of quarterly burns. It did have the strength of people that are holding for a long time. It's different than what you see with Ethereum or Bitcoin. And now that Ethereum has that deflationary model, that will be the same way. You will not see as much of a drop within Ethereum as you would with Bitcoin in the next bull run, or in the next bull run and bearish market. You're not going to see as much of a drop in Ethereum. That volume in Bone could be wash trading, and I'm not saying that is, but we don't know. Well, understand that Bone didn't really have a lot of exchanges that they're trading on. Mainly, a lot of movement happens in Shiba Swap. But yeah, you're probably right. You do have some wash trading, but you do have a lot of transactions that are happening on DEX platforms rather than CEX platforms. So because they don't really have as many CEX platforms now that they're launched on crypto.com, and they may get on some other platforms as well. ETH is trash. I mean, that's your opinion. I don't think ETH is trash. I think ETH is going to be massive, but understand BNB is way better. Well, they're different. They're totally different. But I understand where you're coming from. BNB holds its value a little bit more, or a lot more. 1.2% tax. Let's do this. Would love it. Can Lunac really be revived? It can, but we just have to figure out what the best method is. I can't speak. Um, my tongue kind of gets stuck sometimes with the THs and S's. If I say like the plural of bath or wreath, it's so difficult. I completely separate the TH and the S every time. And it's so weird to me. Uh, Erica loves it. She's like, anytime she wants to point out words that I can't say, she says, say the plural of bath or wreath or anything with a TH and an S at the end. It's pretty funny. I laugh at it all the time, even when I try to say it. And then then sometimes I'll just say it with an F. Um, Binance Smart Chain is way better. Eh. Hey Matt, what do you think about GPT token? Launched 3 days ago. Chat GPT released a crypto token. Are you sure about that? Chat GPT released wasn't that created by Microsoft? I think that's probably just like I think that's somebody that created um a position here because of the name GPT, which tends to get a decent amount of volume. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all. Is this it, Crypto GPT? Were you surprised that there wasn't a bigger pump for Shiba with the release of beta? No, not at all. Beta didn't do anything. It's a test net. I didn't expect that much, and a lot of people brought up that it would be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, and that's what it looked like. Um, it didn't have enough of an impact um, to see everything skyrocket. It probably has nothing to do with Chat GPT. Yeah, I would agree. This whole revival process for Lunac has been a total joke. They're not taking it seriously, and I think I'm out. Honestly, the Shib community is so much better. I don't know if the Shib community is so much better, but I understand where you're coming from. It's definitely difficult with a community. I'll tell you what's difficult here, and I know people don't want to hear it. With a community-driven token, it is so difficult to get everyone on the same page. When you have people that are leading the way, something that is not decentralized, something that you have a central team that's going to make these decisions for you, they basically say this is where we're going and that's where we go. For a place that's driven based off of what we decide to do, there is change every step of the way. Somebody believes something's right, another person believes something's right, another person believes something's right. Then we have people that flock with those people. And then somebody else comes up with something where like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And now everybody's flocking to them. But then people remember or people see that this thing doesn't work out. So now they're like, oh, well, you know what? Let's go this way. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. And it's so undecisive. Everybody's so undecisive. I've been 100% on the stance of the 1.2% burn, and I will never waver from that because I know how much a deflationary model can affect a position. And people don't realize that because we don't have examples of deflationary models, but we do. We have BNB, we have CRO, we have what ETH is going to be. We have positions that are deflationary that have the popularity that show where it can go. And it's going to show where it can further go as you see more growth. But people don't understand that. They only see maybe what somebody that's getting the most traction will say. So if you have a lot of people that are like, I don't believe in burns and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden they come out and say, well, maybe we should get the 1.2% back. Now everybody's believing that the 1.2% is there. Like I'm not going to name any names, but I've had times where I was like, 1.2% would 100% work. And I believe that we need to get that back. Then maybe 2 weeks came down, or you know what, that same time period, there were a bunch of different YouTubers that came on and said, I don't think 1.2% will work. What is your thoughts? I don't think 1.2% work. I don't think 1.2% will work, or whatever. Then 2 weeks came down the line and it's like, all right, well, we're not seeing any burns at all. We're seeing barely any volume, and they're like, it hasn't changed, and the 1.2% had more volume. So now those same people come out and go, hey, I have a plan. I think we should get the 1.2% back. And it's like, really? Where'd you get that from? I don't know where you would have gotten that. Like, it's, for me, I understand that people want to go with what everybody else is thinking, because especially if you're a YouTuber, you want to go with what everybody else is thinking so that you can gain the traction and keep all of the people on your channel. I don't care about that. Obviously, I want to be able to make a living because this is what I do for a living here. But it's not to a point to where I'm like, I'm just going to, take whatever they're saying as to be the absolute truth that's there. I honestly believe that a deflationary model would benefit so much more. It's not utility. It's not. And creating utility for the long term is absolutely fantastic. But having a transaction tax does not take away from the fact that you can create utility. It is a simple, turn this to 1.2%. 1.2% is on. Don't even worry about it. It's the old rotisserie chicken commercials. You ever see those where they have the rotisserie chicken things? Set it and forget it. That's all you need to do. Don't even worry about it at all. Worry about your utility afterwards. You're just changing it to 1.2%. So it, you got him first, fire. You got somebody that was being dumb. The lack of the 1.2% tax and the fact that the price is at best stable prevents me from investing more Lunac. I understand where you're coming from. Most of my stock in Lunac and Lunatics B&B side. Oh, so you also have Terra Luna Classic on the B&B side. You probably want to find a way to convert that, because I believe in May that bridge is closing. So you're probably going to need to convert that. What do you have? What to do if you have Lunati tokens staked? How to convert? So they don't have a conversion right now, but they will have a conversion. They will have a way to completely convert from Binance Smart Chain over to the ETH side. But if it's staked, it's staked. It's not going away. Binance Smart Chain side will be still alive, as well as the ETH side, and they will both find a way to move together, from what I understand. There will be some sort of arbitrage that's set up to where you have the prices that kind of mirror each other. So it's not going to be anything to where the ETH side is like 10 times more than the Binance side, maybe from the start. But as they start to set up these features, you're going to see the prices become more leveled out. Great. Now I'm going to eat a rotisserie chicken for lunch. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, no problem. See what happened? Apologies, Fire King. I love Rant Matt so much. Passion. Let's go. I mean, I'm very passionate around that. Do you know why this pump happened? It's a recovery, right? You're seeing USDC that finally recovered back to 99 cents or $1, as well as other stable coins that were down to those levels. And that's the main reason, right? You see the recovery, you see the push, and also maybe a little bit of hype before we have the CPI data, because CPI data is tomorrow. So hopefully we see this as a continuation pump, and it continues into tomorrow and through tomorrow, but we don't know. It depends what happens with inflation. I don't know what expected numbers are, so I'll have to check that out. Matt, I tagged you in this new project that was co-signed by Shibarium devs, named the project Cyber Shib. I'll have to check it out. I don't get why. What is the problem to the off-chain burns? Can we ask exchanges to implement this? So yes, we can. But like I said, I think the main reason why they're not doing it is not because they don't believe in burns. I really think they do, and they understand deflationary models 100%. And if Ethereum said, look, we're doing burns standard, then they probably will implement the burns as well, because they understand that Ethereum would have a plan. The main problem is the fact that we don't have a plan. We don't know exactly where we're going. We need to write all of this down, show them what profit they will make, where their stance will be. Will they still remain at 30% control, or 10% control, or 5% control? We need to be able to break all of this stuff down to them. And the fact that we haven't is the reason why they're not doing it. They're not just going to implement a burn tax and then all of a sudden we decide that it's not necessary as a community, and then people vote it down, and now you see no burns that are happening, and now we don't have any plan at all. So if we're indecisive like this, why should they implement something to show that we are going to continue to be indecisive? We need a a proposal that says we implement the 1.2% burn tax, and no matter what proposal we implement, it will not take away this burn tax. That plan stays on board, right? No matter what happens, we cannot vote this down until it ends up getting to that point. That's what we need. It's like a kind of a some sort of clause that says no matter what vote goes through, no matter what becomes a yes vote, this does not change from 1.2%. So I don't know. That's the way that I would look at it. A 1% burn tax minimum. I agree. Hey, Matt, some people need to face the fact that they don't have enough crypto to be a millionaire. That's life, unfortunately. 100%. Yeah. The crazy thing is people may have enough, but the point is that I don't believe they'll make the right decision to get to that point. Now, will they make the correct decision? That depends on what they want to gain out of it. If they're comfortable with gaining $10,000, then gain $10,000. It's not going to be horrible if you realize that you could have gained 100,000 and you gained 10,000. You still gained something. Shib devs are not co-signing any project to my knowledge. They continually warn against people using their name. Yeah, I know about that. Because they own Shib, apparently. Maybe you need to put out another 1.2% tax proposal, but try to get pledges prior to posting it. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think I need to have this plan written out. If somebody's good at writing out a plan, because I am horrible at writing, I feel like DJ Trev would be good at it, but I don't know if you want to do that. If you are a fan of burns, I know that you put out a couple of posts where you were trying to get people's opinion on if they are a fan of burns or not. But I think we need a plan to get exchanges onto that burn, and then this is where we would go from here. If you want to take some time and just talk about it, and then we can kind of write it together and get things situated together, since you have the connections directly to the L1 task force, and I probably could have those same connections, but I feel like you're right there with them all the time, and we can have that proposal and have the full breakdown of what the plan will be and how we get to a repeg state by doing that. If you want to do it, we can take a number of hours, and just chat about this, and then also write some things down. Get it all written down on paper on where we want to go. I can obviously get the bullet points, but it's all depending on you if you want to do it. I can obviously try and do it myself, but I feel like it wouldn't be worded correctly, and there would be a lot of misspelled words, because I'd be willing to collaborate on a plan, a proposal. That's all right. That's good to know. I do want to see if Trev would be up to it. Put his name on a proposal that could mean a lot, could mean a complete change for the burn side of things. And then it could also change the timeline of a lot of things that are over there. And obviously people would be unstaking and selling their positions. And as they sell their positions on chain, we would see the 1.2%, but we implement the 1.2%. We get the exchanges to implement a 0.5%. So majority of volume still happens on chain. but I want to write some things down so that we get this completely situated, because we need this probably up as soon as possible. But let's take some time to figure out what the plan will be, because if we have a plan that we put in front of them, we can get that in front of exchanges to where they will be able to pledge to say, yes, I agree to this, as long as other exchanges agree to it as well. Because I tried this before in more of like a demanding state, and I feel like we need to just say, hey, work with us. We're a chain that's trying to survive, and this is how we would do that. So anyways, make some bullet points and we can draft something. All right, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, if Trev doesn't want to, or doesn't hear this, or doesn't want to do it, then we can definitely do that, and we'll probably involve you in there as well, Peter. To have a plan, we must focus, and then its use or utility first. What is the purpose of Lunac's existence? I'm thinking of linking us to BNB in a way that we offer services to BNB. CZ is behind us. Honestly, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. But you do have to think about getting us to a state to where the mindset changes. So that's what I'm trying to do, is kind of talk about how the mindset right now is surrounding, gains. And we need that surrounding what this will be, what the overall use case will be, what Terra Luna Classic will be. Utility. All right. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to check out the Lunatics, launch, currently they're sitting at 143 or 144 ETH in the pre-sale. You have about 4 days until you officially get your tokens. Currently, you're sitting at a $576,000 market cap. Their soft cap was 50 ETH, and they basically tripled that, which hopefully they can get to about 200 ETH. But obviously, I want to be able to hold as much Lunati as possible. But you always want to get more than what you think you would get. But yeah, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Perry8K. But yeah, I'm going to be live. If you guys want to go on TikTok, go on TikTok. I'm going to be live on TikTok for probably about 15 more minutes, maybe 10. I don't know. Depends how much conversation is there. But I will be live on there for a little bit longer, and we will just chat it up. We got 5.7K likes over there. So again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and also make sure you check out some of the links down below. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.